server?
Not you, but them.
Wait a minute.
Oh.
It went back to...
Okay, don't use the tab scoreboard even by accident. I just did.
Why?
Because I crashed because of the tab scoreboard.
I didn't.
Hi everyone, we're going to get this rolling. Sorry for the slight delay. Mikhail had to finish his calzone.
That's not true.
And his bolognese sauce was dripping all over, so he had to go clean himself off in the bathroom. So yeah, sorry about the time confusion. Google failed me. I went and looked up, I said, what's the time in England right now? And then it said the correct time, and then it said GMT. So I was pwned by the internets, which happens quite often, unfortunately. So what this show is about right now is this is really for you guys, the core people, the people that are going to watch us a little bit later, but our core fans. We wanted to give you a bit more in-depth explanation of our customization system and how you're going to be able to set up custom profiles. And we're going to have Morten, the lead designer who actually created the entire system that you're going to see. He's going to explain it to you. We're going to just go explain one of each just to give you kind of an idea of what exactly you're going to be dealing with, and then you'll be able to kind of squint your eyes and see what the other options are around in that system, but we're not going to go into detail on those. There's a couple hidden gems in there, so if you find these Easter eggs, you know, you can see it, but we won't talk about it. Also, for questions, try to please keep it on topic. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of time, so we're going to end up ignoring your question. It's not a personal thing. We're not trying to slight you in any way, but we only have a limited amount of time, and we have a specific subject we want to cover. So, with that, let's introduce who's going to be here. Obviously, I already said Morten, the lead designer, but we also have Robin.
Hello.
And he is our junior programmer.
Oh,
No?
yeah.
No, sorry, lead programmer. That's right. Lead or senior.
Senor. Senior programmer.
Senior programmer. He has lots of siestas as well.
Yeah, that's when I sleep. I work all night.
And then we have Mikhail. He joins us all the way from Minnesota.
Yes, Minneapolis.
Flew in last night. No,
Something
actually,
like
he's been working on the project. Some of you might know him from this other game, abbreviated M and B. He actually was a producer over there, and I was a producer on this game, helping us get this game done and bring a lot of insight and feedback. And then we have myself, Gordon Van Dyke, and I'm the senior producer, senior programmer. I almost tried to take that from you. Yeah, so we're going to kind of give you an introduction. We'll start with Morten. He's going to go outline kind of character profiles and things like that. And then myself, Mikhail, and Robin are going to show you kind of what we like, what we've been finding ourselves playing with the most currently, and the current state of the game, until Morton tweaks something and he takes away our power and our perfect weapon, and he says, "Ha ha!"
It was too fun.
Yeah, he nerfs it.
Yeah, that's my job. So, I'm going to talk about the profile editor. Well, you're going to have several profiles which you can choose from when you're playing the game, but the editing is done outside of the game or in between battles, because we don't want people to being idle when there's a war going on. I'm going to start with the main weapon. All characters have 2 weapons, a sidearm and a dagger, and then you can choose to have a main weapon as well. That's the 2-handed weapon. And here we can see some categories. We have crossbows, bows, long-handled weapons, swords, and shaft weapons, and so on. I'm going to choose a sword. And we have a Scottish sword here, which looks like this, in this case. And when you choose a sword or a melee weapon, you can select a fighting style, which is basically, sort of something that fits your way of fighting with a weapon. So it, as you can see, it affects post speed, swing speed, and damage, post movement speed as well. We're gonna talk about that later. We have common, which is English, imperial, which is German, Milanese, which is Italian. So I'm gonna choose imperial fighting style because that's cool. And here you can choose different blade materials, obviously. They have some different properties. Oh, you can see some placeholder things there. I'm going to choose the Damascus steel because that's really cool. It affects some stats as well. Then we have the edge grind, which is, well, you can choose in which way your sword is the edge is ground. So it has also different properties, affects damage and basically health of the weapon. All the weapons except daggers can break when you parry with them. The dagger will never break because we wouldn't want you to be like without a weapon. I'm going to choose the most damage one. Then you can choose if your pommel is going to be balanced or standard. All the sword guys out there will know what that means. It affects the posing speed and swing speed and encumbrance, because if you have a larger pommel, it's going to be heavier. I'll choose the balanced one. And here you can see sort of a summary in icons. And we can move on to short-handled weapon. Works a bit differently. We have a few here. I'll pick the mace. And we have the fighting style. And here you could choose the tip material and also the shaft material. It works in the same way as the other attachments. Alright, moving on to armor. We have 3 kinds of armor, heavy, medium and light. I'll pick the heavy one this time. And you can see, as you can see, the guy has full plate armor, and you can choose one of 2 like patterns. I'll choose the standard one with rust. Moving on to helmets. We have 3 kinds of helmets. I'll pick a medium one and maybe the Soleil. It's a cool one. Here you can choose if you want to have a visor or not. as you can see on the character. Like here, and you can choose if you want to have a bever, which is the plate in front of the guy's mouth. So, or you can choose arming cap, which is like a cloth cap, or mail coif. I think the bever is cooler, and it gives me extra protection from the front. And you can also have a bird on your head if you like. That's the crest. We're going to talk about that later, I think. Right, moving on to the perks. We have, when you play the game, you will build your class, as I've said before. You will specialize in different ways to sort of find a profile or a class that suits your playing style for each situation. Since you're going to have several profiles, you can have an archer and maybe a knight or mounted knight, so you can pick and choose for different situations. And it's actually in the perks where you sort of create that class. So for this guy, I'm gonna pick the men at arms. The archer one is obviously for range characters. It's both for bows and crossbows. I'm gonna pick the men at arms one, and here we have a bunch of specializations which you will unlock while you play, or when you level up or gain money in the game. You will be able to unlock these to sort of even more specialize your character, and they could be both like special moves and functions, unlock equipment, or even the horses are unlocked by choosing perks. So for this one, I'm going to choose I think Robin is going to show some of these, but I'm going to select the highwayman, because I like switching weapons, and I have two, and I like toppling enemies that are trying to run away from me. That's good. Moving on to the defensive. You can specialize in two of these four basic categories. So you can choose the specialized perks for two of these. So I'm gonna only choose. Well, I have the shield already, so I need the shield bearer. Then I'm done. Moving on to the supportive. And here is a perk category that is for enabling you to help your teammates or squad mates. So either by acting as the barber surgeon of the army, or gathering intelligence for your squad mates. So I'm going to choose the surgeon one because I like helping people as well. But I'm not going to specialize in it. Moving on to the movement perks. I think my guy would fit really good on horse. So I'm going to select heavy cavalry, which enables me to choose a barded armored horse. And I think I'm gonna choose this one. It's gonna get me better acceleration and turn radius. Right. So, now we get to the last of the perk categories, which is the officer perks. This is one that is sort of on the side, because you will be able to specialize in the officer perks regardless of if you have specialized in any of the other basic categories. because you never know when you will become the corporal of the squad, which is the guy sort of directing your squad. So I'm going to choose officer training, and these are ways of for the corporal, the leader of the squad, to buff the nearby squad mates. All of these, I think, will give a time-limited buff for the squad mates that are near you, and the more squad mates that are near you, the more powerful this buff will be. I've set up the buff to 30% right now, which you're gonna see later, but that's just to demonstrate how it works. It's not going to be like that in the final game. I would like to point out that no parts of the damage tweaking or like swinging and stuff like that are finalized yet. So I have all summer to work on that. Alright, I'm going to choose mounted speed, and which gives me and my teammates mounted speed, and reinforce, because I like riding down my enemies. Right, this has unlocked the mount category, so I can choose a bodied horse that looks like that, and I can choose pick one of the colors. Well, you can't see the color of the horse, but I'm gonna test you warhorse, because that's cool. And there you have it. I think I have. I'm gonna rename it as well. This is my knight. So, Gordon, do you want to show your profile of choice?
Let's actually start with Robin.
Okay.
Luckily we've taken out the mounted knights. Well, not luckily we've taken it out, but is that in here? Can we show his abusive kit that he always plays as and griefs me all day long on the server?
Oh, the lance one. I don't think so, no.
Alright, we'll avoid that one.
Yep.
Because it was actually, he was just doing that because while you're making video games, there's always quirky things and always things that need to be fixed at this phase. And so he was just exploiting a broken system just to mess with me.
And somebody has to.
Yeah, that's good, because if you don't exploit the game before it's released, no one will know that.
Yeah, somebody else will.
Yeah, and then you might miss that exploits exist. So it's really good that there are people in the industry that really likes to grief their co-workers.
We have a few of those.
Yeah. Me too. I abused the dagger today when we had a playtest.
Well, that's good. So, should I explain my...
Yeah, do that.
So, is the stream on my thing now? Oh. Anyhow, it's the Scottish Knight. The only reason I call it that is because he's got the Scottish sword, which is kind of funny because
yes,
that sword may look like a Highlander sword, but Highlander swords weren't at this time, so this is a Scottish sword. Kind of like how actors call Macbeth the Scottish play, because you're not allowed to mention the Scottish play.
Well, aren't we removing fixing the crossguard, because it is a little bit...
Yeah, that's actually
incorrect.
The only thing that makes it
historically
totally inaccurate.
What are those things called again? The little... the poofs?
Quadrifoils? No?
Quadrifoils?
Or trefoils? I don't know. Yeah.
If anybody knows, you can write in the chat.
Yeah, do that.
We have a suggestion. We should call it a Swordish sword.
Swordish
sword.
Yeah, that's a good
Swordish sword.
Swordish sword. Really easy to
Your
pronounce.
Swordish sword is bigger than mine.
We'll have a secret weapon like a batleth or something.
Yeah,
from,
yeah. If
Klingon
you
Dynasty.
write the secret code in the chat, you will get the battle.
Yeah, / Klingon batleth.
And you'll also get the game localized in Klingon.
So I have a question
No,
for
you
you,
won't. I'm
for
sorry.
Robin.
Yeah.
Why do you have 2 swords?
Well, that's the thing. So, see, I have the Scottish sword, and then I have a long sword as a sidearm. So, the Scottish sword has an imperial fighting style. So it's really damaging and kind of heavy. That's with the little German imperial icon. Or actually, that looks like an Austrian flag. Anyhow, that's what the flag is there.
No, it should be the Holy Roman Empire flag.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
anyhow, so that's what that's for. That's like the heavy hitting when the big armor dudes come running. But then, in case, so I noticed that this guy is too good. He just parries all my blows. So as a sidearm, I have a longsword with the Milanese style, which is kind of quick.
Oh,
and,
that's devious.
and speedy. So if I face somebody who's like light armored and really fast and really outdoes me, then I have that as a sidearm. And then I also have, so you see my perks. I have the men at arms, which is the regular like melee, blah blah blah, specialization. But I also have a highwayman specialization, which means that I can switch weapons really quickly.
Oh,
So
you can switch the tools in your toolbox really quickly.
And then as a side benefit, I also have the push perk, which allows me to kind of stun people shortly if they fall into my cunning trap. So what I generally do is I kind of like act like I don't see them or whatever, and they rush at me, so I just parry, and then I bash them, and then try to, while they recover, try to get a few swings at them. Unfortunately, with the Scottish sword, it's kind of slow, so it's more effective with the longsword. And then I also have as movement perks, I have runner and cat burglar. So runner is just to be able to run really quickly, to kind of chase people down. And cat burglar is so I can drop down from higher heights. Because a guy at the office, Tom, he showed me this trick earlier that you drop from heights that are just high enough that you can survive with cat burglar, but if somebody else tries it, they die, they fall to their deaths. So you fight next to these, and when you notice that you're losing, you just drop down and they'll follow you, and then you execute them when they're lying there.
That's actually
on their backs.
the whole intention of that perk.
And it's also nice because like it's nice to juke people by like jumping off house roofs and stuff. And with the cat burglar perk, you don't have to be as careful.
If that guy can do it, I can do it. Oh shit, no I can't.
It's like a James Bond movie.
Yes.
And then also because since I have plate mail and stuff, I have as an officer perk, I have a berserker banner. So that basically means that instead of going knocked down, I just can continue going for a little bit more. And that will usually give me enough time to score the kill before falling over.
Yeah, but nobody can revive you, but maybe you don't need to be revived when you've done so
that
much
doesn't
damage.
happen real.
Yeah.
Like I said, he exploits.
Yeah, I can imagine the Berserker one, and also the Oblivious perk that we have is something that's going to be used a
The
lot.
unbiasedly perk.
Right, I have that one on this profile as well.
Yeah,
Because I don't need healing.
in the open games, I imagine a lot of people are going to use that. At least in Team Deathmatch, but it's an option. You can use it if you want, obviously.
And also, you might note that I have a Saleh on my knight. So actually, I am the knight on the cover of the box art. That's fact. So that's a fact.
That's you.
Yes, kind of. So if you're criticizing the box art, you're criticizing me personally.
You are the box art.
Yeah. And the Saleh is also nice with a nice bever because it gives you a lot of face protection. And when you're rushing some archer standing on a rooftop or whatever, it's nice to be able to put down your visor and not get hit by those pesky headshots.
Should
Or
we
face
demonstrate the visor?
Yeah,
That's
Oh,
actually a
shoot him
new
in the
feature.
face.
Yeah, Could you?
Oh, we're in the game now. Should I join?
I'm running around in.
Where are you?
I'm by the church. Soon.
Church. Okay.
So let's meet at the church.
This is how little kids play Counter-Strike. They're like, "Where are you? I want to shoot you.
I want to shoot you in the face.
Oh, I want to look at your screen. That's how
Because
it's-
I'm going to shoot him in the face.
I can ghost him.
That's the whole
No, there he is.
point of it.
Yeah.
So you should come out in the open. So
Come
you're
out in the open.
shadow. All right. Could you just lower your visor
Right now.
and I'll
He cordially asks him.
yes
Please,
and I'll
sir.
shoot him in the face and he survives because I think I actually hit him in the eye slit.
Well, I think I would have died. It penetrated. the
Yeah,
armor.
it
Let's-
penetrated.
Did we explain? So basically, the point of a visor is there's obviously the person who's wearing it. When you put it down, that you're losing your visibility. And we have a vignette, a stylized vignette to match whatever the slit is going to look like. But it also, the reason for doing that is it actually adds additional protection to your face to help stop arrows from giving you a headshot. And we have deflection on a lot of the armor, so it just makes it really hard for the archer to get that headshot. But there has to be a give and a take and a compromise for that, and so the compromise is the lack of visibility for the person wearing it.
Yeah. So if you lower again, I hit again. But if you open up, I hit you. In the
Have we
throat, I
even
think. Yeah.
I think
have
with
we
that-
fixed that in the physics?
Yeah.
All right,
So
try shooting me now.
all right.
Suck on purpose.
So
There.
you saw that the
Mine
arrow
deflected.
it was deflected.
Yeah, you can see that by the slightly blue spot.
Yeah. And if you open up,
Hold on, let me.
Don't be
Yeah.
afraid, Gordon. Open up.
open up.
I'm not an open person.
Yeah, but you shouldn't stay in the shadows because
Oh.
you're all black. Right. This is better. I'll move back a bit.
Nice shot.
This is
Thank
like
you.
watching family therapy.
Yeah. You should revive him.
Okay.
As
Is
you can
this
see.
where I grief him?
Yeah. And I grief you.
Oh.
And again.
Ow.
All right. This is how we do it. Right. I think. Oh, you can demonstrate the push.
Yeah, there's something wrong with it at the moment in this build. I'm
Okay.
not sure why, but it kind of bounces back. It hits something else, but there we go.
There you go.
Wait,
So-
what button's that now?
You can see that he's parrying.
Yeah.
He's parrying, and then he goes directly from parry to a push move, which will push me back. And I can't do that because I don't have that perk.
It's also kind of a, I don't know, maybe the distance is going to be tweaked or whatever. It's a very new feature, so it got implemented recently. And that's why it seems a bit bugged.
I also have the other sort of push on my custom character called Lord Dude, and he has a shield bash. So I could talk a little bit about the point of Lord Dude character, and you can switch over to my screen. Alright, cool. Yeah, so Lord Dude is an axe-wielding guy. The whole point of him is to be kind of savage, so you may notice that he's in light armor. I want him to be as unencumbered as possible and as quick as possible. So that means he's got Milanese fighting style on both of his axes, the battle axe and the long axe. And then he also has two nasty offensive perks. One is the fencing master, so if I damage somebody, then my next attack gets to charge up and ready up much quicker. So this is something pretty savage. Right now, you can only do it once every 20 seconds. We'll see where we go with that. And then the other really nasty one is hamstring. And this is if you charge your attack all the way up and you hit somebody in the legs from behind, you will automatically trip them. So my idea is that I run around like a maniac, quickly charging and cutting people down in the legs, and then following it up with a quick attack to end their life. Then, on the flip side, he has a little bit of a defensive shell. Lord Dude does possess a shield. He has shield expert, so he's less encumbered by his shield. Again, going along with the theme of not being encumbered. And then he also has shield bash. Additionally, I also gave him officer training of being a berserker and march speed, so that he can run faster and then also just be absolutely crazy and not go into knockdown but die. So let me load up Lord Dude and maybe show you the hamstring and the shield bash. And the most important thing about him is that he has the best helmet crest ever, which is the ye olde ancient honey badger.
It's not a honey badger. It's a normal badger.
It's a African or European?
European, obviously.
Yes, but he... Look at him.
A honey badger looks like a cross between a wolverine and a skunk. That's a badger.
Yes, and he's vicious. Look, he even has the same
Just
weapon as
let
I do.
him believe it's a honey badger.
Yes.
Well, you know, after I saw the video, I demanded that our artists put the honey badger in the game.
And they absolutely listened to you.
Yes, and they
But
absolutely.
he's the producer.
I'm
So-
the producer. Yeah, and
They
then-
made a normal badger.
look at how cute he is. Look, he blocks in the same direction as I do. Like that. Alright, where are you guys? I'm gonna go chop you down.
By the
That looks
church.
like a king badger. He's got a crown on him.
Yeah, and our artist Gabe, he even added a crown, so this is a royal European badger.
A royal, not a honey badger.
A royal, not a honey badger.